everyone, live participant. Thank you for joining me live today. Hopefully we'll get some more. I'm going to remind everybody that we're here with the continued extreme risk from the COVID pandemic. We are going to continue to provide all of our programming live streamed and recorded for future viewing and participation, which ultimately will be a really, really wonderful library for everyone. And so it's kind of one of those silver linings of the pandemic that we'll have more access and more variety and more flexibility with the YMCA's programming. And I'm really grateful to the leadership here at the YMCA for being nimble and responsive and doing all of the things that they've done to make this possible. It's been a heavy lift, and everybody did it with a smile on their face. And so just a little shout out for that. Today's focus for our practice is going to be on clearing the mind. When we talk about meditation, people think of an empty mind and nothing and a void. And I've done enough research around the brain and how it works to know that it's impossible to do that. It's always working for us. And so it's always taking in information, processing it, analyzing it, using it to make plans for executing action, planning, our day, all of the things that we run through our mind absent-mindedly. So today's practice is going to be on paying attention to what thoughts are streaming through your mind. Maybe you're worried about whether or not your body's doing the same thing I'm doing. And if you're new to the practice, that's okay. And it's expected. If you've been practicing for a while and you're still doing that, then I challenge you to really allow the muscle memory to do the work and free your brain to observe its own behaviors, observe the sensations that you're noticing in your body, but not spending a lot of time on any of it, just being aware. It's sort of like you're watching a movie of yourself and just taking it in as an objective observer. So that's our challenge for today. So we're going to get started with music and a warm-up. Let's see here. And I think we may have the music thing resolved. It sounded good this morning, but this seems to happen every time. It sounds great. And then I start class and then it doesn't sound great. So let's see what happens. All right. So we're going to do our warm up. Inhaling overhead, exhaling, floating down, soft knees. Pressing down into the feet as you inhale up, finishing with the head at the very end. Exhale, lift the heart center. Just a nice little warm up here to start us out. One of the reasons I do the same warm up and perform the same series of Qigong in this class is because we want to build that muscle memory, that automaticity, so that just like when you get in your car and you drive, you're not thinking about the movements anymore. You're not thinking about how you turn your blinker and your steering wheel and change gears all at the same time. It just happens because it's been practiced so much, and those motor pathways are embedded in the brain, and they are layered over with other activities like talking to the person in the passenger seat and noticing if it's sunny or rainy. So that's kind of the theory here. Come back to center, bring those fingers in line and float those palms up, standing up, lifting from under the arms, coming back to center, inhaling overhead, exhaling into our side bend, keeping those knees bent, inhaling back to center, exhaling side, inhale center, exhale lower, inhale up, exhale, extend, notice where you're feeling tension. Notice where you feel your breath is or isn't going. Notice if one side feels differently than the other. And sweep that observance thoughts away. Clean canvas, one more here for the next observation. It's all about awareness, opening our eyes of our mind. Keep the weight in the front leg and step the opposite foot back, circling the heel around. Reversing direction. Catching ourselves if we're thinking about the grocery list for the next activity of our day or some other distraction. Weight comes to the back. Circle that toe around. You can always leave the heel on the floor and just warm up the shin with the heel toe. Bringing that toe behind and circling the heel. And reversing direction. And putting weight into the back leg, bring up the front leg. So I just caught myself thinking about Bridgerton because I've been binge watching the Netflix series. So there you go. See, it happens to the best of us. Bringing it back to center, circle it around. And reverse direction. Bring it back up tall and circle the hips around. The strategy for resetting and sweeping that thought stream to the side is to focus on the breath. Bring our attention back to the breath when we notice that we're being distracted into mindlessness and just the flow of thoughts that randomly enter our mind. So we're going the other way here. Bring the focus back to the breath, back to that objective observer role of the body. Let's take it up top. Drop those arms. Drop it like it's hot. I'm feeling a little sassy today, obviously. Need human contact. Bring those arms around. Exhaling. Good. We have 2 people. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. And back to center. Let's take those shoulders and roll them up, back and down. Inhale up. Exhale down. More. And take the whole arm, circle it around. I can feel those planks that I did. Woo. One more. And arms going to be extended out front. We're going to press those palms forward. Point the fingers, push the wrists. Press, point, press, point. Circle those wrists around. And reverse. Squeezing into fists and scrunching our facial muscles here and then relaxing and releasing. Part of what we're observing is where and how we're holding tension. Really, really practicing relaxing muscles. If we don't need to be activating them, it's a waste of our energy and it kind of confuses the central nervous system to have this chronically tense, vigilant body hormones that are getting pumped out when we're in that state, like cortisol. Don't need that. We only need it if we are really being attacked by a tiger, not if we have a deadline at work. All right, so to really get into this headspace where we're just really practicing being present, we're going to bring ourselves into that standing meditation posture, palms facing each other, body nice and relaxed in a neutral spine, with those knees bent, our tailbone tucked under just a little bit of a pelvic tilt, which draws those shoulders directly over the hips. And that head is just stacked right over the spine, nice and easy. Everything just balancing almost like those rocks. See them stacked up at the beach. That's what our body should feel like right now. We're gonna close our eyes if it works for you to do that. You can keep them open with a soft gaze. Our tip of our tongue is gonna rest behind the upper row of teeth, and our mouth might be slightly, our lips might be slightly parted. Breath comes in through the nose, into the lungs. Diaphragm drops and the belly extends. Maybe the hands come apart wide. And then we reverse that process, exhaling, belly draws in, diaphragm up, lungs squeezing out every ounce of that air out through the nose. And catch, jump into the thought stream if there's one, observe it. Releasing tension with each exhale. If you notice the brow line, the jaw, the shoulders. As those errant thoughts enter the mind, imagine that they're knocking at your door. It's okay to open the door, greet them, acknowledge that they're there, and then send them on their way. Close the door, come back into that space. As you practice this regularly, you can really begin to effectively regulate your nervous system. This helps lower blood pressure, improves cardiovascular function. It's been shown to reduce anxiety. Again, what's anxiety but racing thoughts, things we can't control. One more breath in and out. Lower those hands down. Eye gaze soft and open, inhaling those arms up, regulating the breath, exhaling down, being an objective observer of the sensations of the body, minimizing any tendency to be really analyzing or entertaining errant thoughts. pushing the boat. So the hands are going to cross over the body. Weight's going to drive into that standing leg as we step out just a little ways. Flow out, that out breath. Toggling back in breath. If we get distracted, bring the attention back to the breath, back to the bodily sensations. Center. Other side, inhaling, anchoring down that standing leg, stepping out, breathing in. Sometimes when we're doing an activity we really enjoy, we get into this state of flow where time passes, we're just in this vacuum. That's what we can practice and cultivate and enjoy with Qigong, meditation. It's like building muscles, we're building the capacity for the body to regulate itself, to catch itself in unhealthy patterns, reset those patterns. Facilitate being in a state of flow. It allows everything to keep flowing freely through the body, head to toe. Do one more on each side. Back to center. Going to open our stance out to one side, arms floating overhead. Inhaling, exhaling, center. Other side, lead with the heel. Inhale overhead. Step back to center. Right foot steps toward me. Inhaling, lifting, returning, exhaling. Other side. This great spirit bird spreads its wings. Just imagine flying, floating. bending those knees and lowering those glutes as far as feels comfortable and safe to you. Pushing up through the heels and keeping the chest and eye gaze high. Lifting the millstone, bottom of the sea. And as we draw back from this one, we'll just go right into the other side. We'll plant this foot, unload the opposite foot, step out, exhale, dusting off the wind, inhaling back. those palms, the opposite foot in, lowering down. Old man strokes his beard, really priming ourselves for that last standing meditation. With this one, bringing that sense of objective observation to the forefront. Observing the palms of the hands, crown of the head. Might be noticing warmth, tingling, energy. Maybe you've observed stagnant or blocked energy in parts of the body. No need to plan or analyze. It's just like the visitor at the door. We greet it, acknowledge it, come back to that state of being present and aware. Maybe one more on each side. And we'll finish here with our standing meditation. Hands floating in front of the body. Nice neutral body alignment all the way from the crown of the head down through the bottoms of our feet. Maybe closing your eyes. Being present in the stillness and peace. Taking one more breath in, exhaling those hands down. Bringing the hands up to heart center. I like to close with an invitation to set an intention for your practice or for something that maybe was triggered by your observations in your practice today. So some of those sensations that you greeted at the door, even some of the thoughts, maybe just setting an intention for the body to address that and for your awareness to be drawn in the moments that you have the ability or control to address those things, that just like driving our car, that they will just kind of automatically present themselves and be optimized or remedied. Thank thank you so much for coming and joining me today. I encourage you to look through the library of videos that we have online. Some of them are offered for free on YouTube, so be sure and let your friends and family members know that those are available if they're not Y members. And thank you and have a wonderful day.